Beethoven was obsessed with the idea of heroism. He admired Napoleon until he despised him, and he was fascinated by tales of common people rising up against tyranny, probably because he recognized similarities with his own personality. In 1809, Beethoven wrote incidental music for the Vienna premiere of Goethe's play Egmont. It's set in the 16th century and tells the story of the Dutch struggle for independence from imperial Spain. Egmont is imprisoned and sentenced to death. His mistress fails to free him and commits suicide. But right before his own death, Egmont delivers a rousing speech, and his execution becomes a victorious martyrdom. Beethoven's Overture summarizes the plot. It begins ominously with heavy chords in the strings. Beethoven uses a saraband rhythm. A saraband was a dance in 3/time, which originated in Spain. So by using this rhythm, Beethoven is telling us about the oppressive Spanish. Once the main, fast music arrives, the atmosphere turns tense and nervous. In the final few minutes, Egmont makes his speech, and the tragedy is transformed into triumph in an exhilarating coda. Dmitri Shostakovich wrote his 15th symphony in 1971. It would be his last. The most prized skill for any artist who worked under Stalin was being able to dissemble, to write what you meant without the Soviet critics noticing your critique of them. Throughout his career, Shostakovich played his cards very close to his chest, so that even after the pressure relaxed following Stalin's death in 1953, his old habits died hard. Much of Shostakovich's music is enigmatic. It can seem facile on the surface despite containing great profundity. Allusions to the everyday, and especially other music, permeate the later works. The 15th is so full of direct quotations, by which I mean actual excerpts of other music that Shostakovich splices into his own music, that commentators have suggested every conceivable type of interpretation. At the rehearsals for the first performance, Shostakovich muttered under his breath about a carefree childhood and the storms and stresses of adult life. We hear a picture of that carefree life in the first movement, which Shostakovich jokingly referred to as the toy shop. There is a sense of innocence corrupted. We hear a theme based on the musical notes E-flat, A-flat, C, B, A, which in German nomenclature spell Sasha, the name of Shostakovich's grandson. The movement also contains a quotation from Rossini's William Tell Overture, perhaps underscoring the carefree atmosphere. The fourth movement contains quotations from Wagner's opera Tristan and Isolde and Die Walküre from the Ring Cycle, both allusions to death. These, along with other references to popular subversive songs and echoes of Shostakovich's own earlier symphonies, give the work a pessimistic tone. It ranges from clownish to dark and subdued. We're so often used to Beethoven's model of a symphony which moves from darkness to light, but this work moves in the opposite direction. Shostakovich seemed to enjoy that ambiguity, saying of the piece, "I don't myself quite know why the quotations are there, but I could not include them."